Hello students, welcome to e-learning with Divine Public School NAVSARI. We are studying economics and our first chapter is going graphs in economics. We already completed two lectures on it and this is a third lecture. Now in this lecture we are going to study about types of graphs and the use of technology in the study of economics. Before starting this topic, I hope you have done your homework, you have completed your writing notes from the PPT of previous two parts or lectures. Let's go to the first, that is types of graphs. Now here there are different types of graphs, namely time series graphs, graphs for continuous frequency distribution like histograms are there, frequency curve is there, frequency polygon, cumulative frequency polygon, and lastly logarithmic graphs are there. Now these are the different types of graphs which have been there, but we are not going to study in detail. In your syllabus only the names should be known, so we are just going to the names only, that is time series graphs are there, histogram, frequency curve, frequency polygon, cumulative frequency polygon, which are coming under the main heading, that is for the continuous frequency distribution, and lastly logarithmic graphs are there. And our second topic, that is use of technology in the study of economics. Now in this, when the word use of technology comes, that we can say that our living this age, this era in 21st century, we find that we are in the IT era and every now and there different technologies are coming up and it is getting upgraded. So we are living in the digital era. Now if you see, if you want to connect with your friends, relatives, you try to go with different types of applications. If you want to watch movie, you try to go with online watching movie, you try to go with listening music online, you try to go with paying of your bills. Like that you try to order some of the items from the online application which are available, so you go with many things digitally. So you know the use of technology, but we are going to learn in this topic about what are the uses of technology can help us to study in economics. Now as economic is an art and science which evolves everyday behavior of a human being, society, and the state as a whole. That's why we are connected with the technology. We have adopted that different time periods, different things have came up, and now in the 21st era, it is a IT field. So humans have slowly get it adapted the technology, and there it has become an important part of the lifestyle of the human being. So let us see what are the different tools which help us to study economics. Now first is computer technology, second internet technology, and third your data CDs are there. So these are the three different tools which help us to study economics very easily. Let's see the first, computer technology. Now word computer is very common to you. You have been studying from the lower classes, you have been using practically at your home or in the school. We have been learning in practical knowledge about the computer. So this computer helps us to do our work or study the economic very easily. Let's see, even not computer, in today's era you find smartphones are there, where some of the features or functions which are installed in smartphone also, where there is no necessary of computer, some of the functions you can use from the mobile phone itself, like way. So first is, we can say, presentation. Now the word presentation comes means it is PowerPoint presentation. Now many of the complicated theories, datas which are been given by different economics, all that theories data can be easily understood with the help of presentation. Like we can see, looking the example, like how I'm converting the topics into different slides and writing the main key points in the particular each slides, and then after I'm explaining. So same way different economics, their theories, their PPTs, there are many researchers try to explain their concept by the help of PowerPoint presentation. They try to take the data, they try to convert the data into easy format, and it is been put it into different slides, and then after it is been explained by the tutors. So this is how it is happening up, and this is how the students who are learning, who want to know, can easily understood by the very easy way of presentation. So this is how presentation works. Second, Excel worksheets. Now you know very well that there are, when we study subject economics, there are a lot of datas. Now in datas you find that datas should be stored, and where it can be stored, it can be stored in Excel, because different figures, different datas are been there about different topics, everything. So all that thing can be stored in Excel. Why Excel? Because it help us to do calculate sum total, it helps us to do average, different correlation, different formulas, methods are there which can be done with a very few minutes or few seconds or few clicks, we can say. So researchers try to use this particular Excel, and they try to record their data. Because if one researcher, for example, we take one of the researcher is that he's taking a survey in the market about small scale industries. Now in that he has selected, for example, one industry, and he has been observing the industry work, production work, for at least 1 week. So within a 1 week of era, he gets many hundreds or thousands of he observed things, he observed, and he tried to record into an Excel sheets, so that he can analyze it properly by putting some simple formulas or different statistical formulas, and applying the command, he gets the output properly, and he can sell this particular sheets, or he can use for more research in this particular Excel sheets. Then after, you find diagrams and graphs are there. Now diagrams and graphs we have already studied in our first lecture, and you know how we can use. But in computer we can draw diagrams and graphs. How? Because in Word file also there is a draw table and chart, insert chart, and everything is there, where you can just freehand drawing you can do in a Word when you're using MS Word Office. So to understand the demand, supply, all this concept, you try to go with recording into a Word file easily and draw a simple diagram. Whereas you can, if you want some more specifically data, we can record into an Excel, and then after, the Excel will help you to analyze the data and summarize into a graph form. There is an option, insert table, chart, and then after that chart you can form different types of diagrams or chart, pie diagram, bar diagram, you can go with graphing, all different things, histogram, anything. So you can plot with the help of diagrams and graphs into the Word or Excel file. So this also helps the economics to understand the subject economics very easily. So this is how presentation, Excel and diagrams help us. Now further, you find that computer help us to for storage. So storage tools are also available. Now as we are studying economics, you find that in our 11 12 standard only, you find many datas are there. So this datas, if you want to store this observed data, you want to store this theories, you want to store, and for you can which you can use in higher studies. So for that, what you can do, you can take this all material into a hard disk, you can convert, you can take all this PPT and videos and store in the hard disk or pen drive. You can use, you can internet and store on the Google Drive, or we can say DigiLocker, or we can say different Dropbox, different things are available, applications are there where this particular materials can be stored. Suppose if you try to store physically, what happens? There is a fear of losing, there is a fear it can get damaged, it can be burned out, or it can be stolen. But when you store on the internet, it cannot get stolen, you can preserve for lifelong, and also you can access that particular material from any part of the world. So we can say this computer also act as an storage tools for us, so that different topics, different datas can be preserved in different like hard disk, pen drives, or Google Drive, or internet applications. Then after, you find other tools. Now other tools here, that is nothing but we can say statistical programs such as SSPS, SAZAM, SAS, e-views, etc. These are the different types of softwares which are being developed for data processing. Now, to how to analyze the data, how to summarize and calculate the output of the data, all these things are being developed. So research institutions buy this type of heavy softwares which are very expensive, and they try to analyze the different framework and different datas. But certain softwares like Gretel, PSPP, R, etc. are softwares are there which are obtained free of cost on internet and which helps you to record practice easily on free of cost. So like this, other tools are also there which computer technology help us to record our data. So we have seen with the presentation, it help us to understand very easily with the different topics. We have seen Excel sheets where you find that all the data are being recorded and processed, and by the few commands and formulas you can take the output. Same way, then after you having your diagrams and graphs where different theories and concepts, if you want to make understand in word file or in Excel file, you can do it. Then after, storage tools where you can store in Google Drive, DigiLocker, pen drive, hard disk, we can say. And lastly, different statistical programs are developed. You can download it, you can purchase it, and then after you can use it for big data analysis, like that. So I hope this topic has been clear with you. Let's move to the internet technology. Okay, before going to internet technology, what are the things you should be caution, or you have to take precautions about using computer technology? You should know before using it. First is, computer is just an aid of in studying. It's an aid. What is aid? Aid is nothing but it's a help. Computer help us for studying, but it is not a material itself. It is just making us easier and faster to learn, but it cannot replace the process of learning. It helps the easy way of learning, but it cannot become the process of learning. Then after, you find that if you do not know the perfect command and simply you just give your command of your own, you may end up losing all your materials. So you should be having a perfect knowledge of the different formulas and commands when you use this type of programs. And then after, if you go with giving different the observed datas are not proper, the datas are not recorded properly, or you have given wrong commands and the data has output has been changed, so that output will show into your graph, and that graph will also again becomes a wrong graph and it becomes an incorrect information. So this becomes a problem when you are recording. So you have to take care about the commands, the formulas, and it is just a help in study. You cannot make it as this is only what I'm going to study. This is just a help which helps you to study easier and faster, but you cannot replace the process of learning. Then after, moving to the next topic, internet technology. Now here, internet technology, I have summarized into a table. You find what are the purposes and how internet help us. Now there are different purpose how you can use internet. Internet can be used as tutorial, because as we are studying how technology is helping in studying economics, so tutorials means we can say this PPTs are being made, study materials are being made, worksheets are being made, and these are being are put on the open link, open source, where tutorials present their explanations. Same way how we are learning, that teachers are recording PPT, making PPTs, recording the summary of the chapter, and then after it has been sent to you. So that is called how tutorial things. Then after, active learning. Now active learning means it's a website. Education institutions creates their website, they have their lectures, they keep their lectures live with the expert person, and many of them have to register, many of them have to pay. So it depends upon their usage. Where you find that active learning, you can learn live lectures, you can attain live lectures, you can attain live webinars, so that you can get the knowledge from the experts. So like this, their open links are being put on the websites, and that websites you need to know and access it about. Then after you find reading material. Now, different materials, if you want to study about it, economics, different materials you can get it, like different books of economics you can get, which are free of cost, and you can just read it online. That can be called as ebooks or journals. Now, many of the articles and journals of some researchers are made paid because they have worked and they have explained it very easily in the form. So their articles and journals you have to purchase. So some of them are free, some of them are paid. So this helps you to get knowledge further more about the subject. Then after information. Now what are the informations you can get? Like different universities website, you can go and find out how the process of teaching is going on, what are the degrees and master courses are available, like simple searching on Google or different or we can say on the different university sites for getting the knowledge of economics. Then after miscellaneous thing, like in miscellaneous thing we can say we can find out the different pictures of the economic, like Adam Smith picture we can find out what are the thoughts given by the different economics. So all these things can be known, or some of the reference book what they have written up for studying economics in detail. Miscellaneous information get on the internet, you can Google it up. Lastly, data. Now, some of the perfect authentic data, if you want to cover up, you can get, as this subject economics, it uses the secondary source of data, means it does not prepare their own data. It takes economics as a subject, but it takes the data about different banking companies, government budgets, about industrial production, poverty, employment, or on from their authentic websites. They try to purchase it, they try to take that data, and then after the theories and everything is being made. Now what are the different kinds of organizations and who collects this type of data, that is, or we can say who publish this data, that is we can say NSSO, that is National Sample Survey Organization. WHO, that is World Health Organization. UNO, United Nations Organization. IMF, International Monetary Fund, you find that. Then after CMIE, that is Center for Monitoring Indian Economy. And lastly you find that CSO, that is Center for Statistical Organization. So these are some few, or we can say some of the organizations which gives the perfect source of authentic data and they publish. And in our subject economics we try to use this particular organizations data to understand the concept very easily, to get the authentical data, so that perfect figures are being known and summarized. So this is how internet technology help us by the way of tutoring, that is the PPT learning study materials you get online. Then after active learning, live lectures are being conducted by the experts and they try to go on the open link. You have to just register and you can just go attend their webinars, live lectures. Then after you find study materials, ebooks, journals, articles you can get online. It can be paid or it can be free. Mostly it is free. Only some articles and journals made by some professionals are being paid. Then after informations regarding the different universities, different colleges, degrees, you can get the knowledge about the subject. Miscellaneous, you find that different quotes, thoughts given by the economists or the different books which they have written can be known to you. And lastly, data here about different banking, industrial production, government budgets, poverty and employment, different things you can get from the different organizations from their authentic websites. If you go with that, you get the perfect data. So this is how internet helps in studying the subject economics. Now what are the things you have to be caution for internet? Like computer, internet is also a tool. It is also a tool. It is not the we can make it is our learning. It should make, it cannot replace the books and the teachers. This internet cannot replace the books and the teachers and the thinking and the reasoning power of your own. Means by just learning the ebook or everything, your thinking and reasoning power cannot get changed. It will be the same. Then after you find that many a times you find that substandard materials are available. The informations are irrelevant, only the name is given, but inside when you open the file, it is the datas are not authentic. We can say it is not taken from authentic sites. Misleading informations are get plagiarized articles, or we can say some of the fraud or different articles are being found on the internet. So you need to avoid that. You need to search from only some of the authentic websites only. Many times either name, some of them are using this particular misleading advertisement and informations. Now you need to identify, if you are a reader, you need to identify what are the authentical materials and what are the fake materials. By referring to the websites only, authentic websites only, you can get authentic data. If you refer to some of the links, it may end up giving you misleading informations. So this is the simple points you need to remember while using internet for studying economics. Lastly, we are coming to the data CDs, compact disc. We can say CDs stands for compact disc. Now many agencies, like some of the organization we have seen who are giving data, so somewhere here many agencies are there who are doing research work. They're having the research centers, they are having government agencies are there, laboratories are there. They try to collect the information, like for example census of India. So government employees work under census of census report, and they try to take a survey of the whole Indian population. So this is how they take the information every year, and then after lastly this data are being collected, and over the period of 10 years how much population has been increased, they try to give out the information. So this is how it can be done, and their CDs are to be, they make into a CD form so that they can be used. So this agencies puts this huge data into the CD form, and these CDs are being sold by the researchers. But here this CDs are sold to another researchers or different institutions or education institutions, not to the common people. Now some of the CDs can be available, like we can say CD of National Income Accounts of India, CD of Census of India, CD of National Sample Survey Organization, that is NSSO, and CD of Annual Survey of Industries in India. So these are some of the examples which, or these are the some of the examples of CDs which you get, which are frequently used in the study of economics. Now what are the difficulties which are been faced in using this type of CDs? Like first, data CDs and softwares contain huge size and it becomes complicated whenever you try to, there are different CDs are there. If you try to put into your source, into your computer, what is happening up that time, you find there are huge data are there, and you cannot, it becomes complicated. You cannot handle the huge data. You cannot just on a one or two click you can get all the research conclusion. You have to go through that data. Now there are several sheets are there in the series which you have to have a perfect knowledge about that, because according to their way system researchers have been made. So according to researchers systematic follow you have to go. So for that you have to become, you have to be well known of some of the working notes of the researchers. Then only you can get the data and you can collect the data and convert it into graphs and use for your CDs. I hope you have been clear with this topic also. So these are the three tools: computer technology, internet technology, and compact disc, which help us in using or in studying the subject economics. I hope you have been understood with that. Thank you.